Hello and welcome to the show. For today's Forza Motorsport races, we were going to be using D-Class. You're allowed to use what you wanted in D-Class, and I was going for a brave strategy. This is the Bugatti Type 35. In fact, it is the oldest car in the game, and I was going to see if I could make it work. Now, they have been very fast in some previous Forza games, especially in the likes of Horizon and whatnot, although often they have been immensely fast when all-wheel drive swapped and engine swapped and all of that sort of thing, and you can't do that in this game. So it was going to be a potentially interesting, potentially quite sketchy adventure with my incredibly old Grand Prix car. This is a race that I am genuinely concerned about. My Bugatti is pretty good. However, it's a car from the 20s in pretty wet conditions. I have a fear it's going to be very slidey, and it's not just so much about being slidey, it's more about the sort of almost twitchiness that comes with it. Now, I would describe this as a very Alexy built car. In fact, it might be one of the Alexiest of Alexy built cars, because it is just all, well, I say it's all grip. It was intended to be super light and all grip. It's only got 130 horsepower, or just under 140. It's got, yeah, a lot of power, a lack of power. It doesn't weigh very much. The thing is, I do think it's quite good down the straights, although I have got absolutely bopped around at the start of this one. It doesn't do great in traffic. Certainly not if the traffic bops it in the wet. Last thing I need is more sliding. But traffic bopped us, and then we have to deal with others having traffic-related issues as well. That Toyota is going to back out of this, because this will be flat in a bunch of cars. It'll be a bit slidey, but it'll be flat, and I don't think it will be in that Toyota. We're relatively quick through there. Our strength is not ultimate top speed. Our strength is mid-corner speed, to be honest. But our acceleration actually isn't too bad. When we get past, when we can get up to about 120 quite quickly. But after that, we don't really have the ultimate top end. We just kind of hug the inside through there, trying to stay ourselves out of trouble as best as possible. So we've recovered a little bit. I mean, it's not great, but we have recovered a smidge around here as we head towards turn 1. Now, this is the reverse layout of the circuit. I actually prefer this in some ways to the normal layout. I prefer this as a first corner. It does make the final corner quite weird, but I do like this as a sort of turn 1. Stevie's going to look to the outside and is not going to find much speed and or grip out there. We have got a good run off the corner. We are going to be faster than the BMW as we head up through the next turn. We will run of the speech wide. Nothing terrible though, as we now get onto the straight. What happened towards his Porsche? I swear that was in front of us at one. I swear I followed it at one point. It might have been involved in whatever mess was going on at the outside of the final corner, actually, because we snuck past a bunch of cars there. Can the Holden go flat out through here? It cannot quite. Admittedly, it probably can. It's just on a really tight line trying to get past a very slidey Bugatti as we will run into this final corner. The back end just does its own thing. I mean, it's quite... Well, Hawes is having a go to the inside. It's very 1920s Grand Prix racing at the moment for me. I was hoping it to have more grip, but it doesn't. This is how it would... Well, let's face it, they were driven very sideways back in the day. And that is how it's being driven. The wet does not suit this car. I would much prefer this in the dry, but that is, what we have to deal with here. We're going to try and run it in with some... We've still got good mid-corner speed. And this balance is sort of, for me, this is not how I like my cars, right? It's definitely quick. I mean, it definitely works like this, but it doesn't suit my driving style. I'm very on edge with it. At least here, one of the plus points we do get at this track is it's quite wide, it's quite forgiving. So if you do get a little bit wrong, if you do get a little bit wrong, you've got a little bit of leeway, as long as you're not too busy surrounded by a bunch of cars. So yeah, you've got a bit of time to catch it. You're not immediately in a wall or in a gravel trap, which is nice. Again, that Holden's going to catch, but it's never going to be able to do anything through here. It's not going to have the grip on that tight line. We've kind of run out of speed about 120, which is fine. Everything with D-Class cars, at the end of the day, everything is going to be, a bit limited in terms of top speed. Now, the big muscle cars will prefer this to some of the other tracks that they could be ran around. It's very busy behind us. All of this, very, very busy indeed. I see a familiar sight going on as we head down towards turn 1. That HSV is having a look. He's not going to be able to do anything, I don't think, to get past me, because we're going to get to the braking zone here, and we are going to have... Oh, we're a bit late on the brakes for me, but we are probably going to have enough mid-corner speed. Please do not tap the rear of my car while it's sliding around. We are sliding around quite a lot. The last thing I need is any assistance in going round in a circle, because it would be incredibly easy. It's not been a great start to this lap, actually. This lap itself has been a bit pants. We will take it nicely through the next corner, use as much of the road as we can. I spot some Golfs up ahead. Let's go chase them down. Black car, God, I guess it's sort of like stuck on that. It's almost AstroTurfy. It kind of just pulls the car wide. Porsche has got the speed. Will the Porsche have the grip? It might be able to. I think the Porsche might have the grip to do that, to get past even on the tighter line through here, which I'm fine with. You know, I can't really defend much there. My hope would be that I can potentially find a way back past through here as we head around. It's a weird final corner, but I quite like it. We get it sat up on the curb slightly. A little bit of a twitch. We're not going to outrun Hordes in a straight line. That Porsche is a little faster. It's not much faster, but it's a smidge faster than us. We will just duck into line and give chase. Ninetales leading the way, quite a big margin. The rest of the pack relatively close at the moment. Now, can we spot an opportunity? If the Porsche gets stuck behind that Golf, we may find a way to sneak past. We've got a lot of mid-corner speed through here. I was looking to see if I could get underneath, but I actually didn't carry as much speed as I really needed to through that corner. And the bit now that we are going to get in trouble with is we may end up getting held up in the turns, where we are very strong. So this is always the tough part. I was expecting them all to be a bit faster through there, but the Porsche's just got the top end on me. This is always the tough part when you have a handling car. It will probably go away if the Porsche makes a little break for it, but yeah, when you're trying to make lap speed through the corners and you come up against and I say a speed car, and we're using very, because we're not that dissimilar, but yeah, we're clearly faster in the corners. It's clearly faster in the straight line. It becomes difficult to maintain my lap speed. We're going to go for a brave pass around the outside of the Golf here. I think I've got the grip to make this one work. Golf's going to fight back, but you can fight back all you like on the inside there. You'll just never get it off the corner quick enough to do that. And sure enough, yeah, for a while it looks like you're doing really well, and then it comes to trying to get the power down on the exit, and suddenly all the speed's evaporated. It's a really easy, on that particular turn, it's a really easy mistake to sort of fall into. Oh, that's too fast into the first corner. I think our chances of catching the Porsche are slightly dwindling unless it gets held in traffic slightly. I need to do better at the first corner, really. I mean, because we are basically a grip. Well, I say all of our speed is made by maintaining momentum through the turns. Coffee ran wide, and I will say thank you very much. We really can't afford... You can't afford to miss a braking zone. You can't afford to be too late on the brakes, because it just kills your lap time. I can't make up for... I mean, you know, you miss a braking point, you're too late. Whatever car you're driving, you know, you're going to struggle. But it feels, especially in these low-powered machines, momentum's so important. If you get it wrong on one corner, you're going to be in trouble. I mean, we are actually flat on the way into this. We have to slow it down. You know, we do have to go on the brakes for the mid-corner, of course. You're never going to be flat all the way through there. You can see how much we gain on Hordes through that section. The Bugatti is not going away. The Bugatti is still going to sit there and hound Hordes for this 7th place. I don't think we're getting any further up the pack. I don't think we're that far away from their pace. I just think we are, you know, stuck back here, and that's just that. It's so disconcerting the way this car handles, and it's not slow the way it drives, but I chuck it into a corner and immediately the back end's sliding, and I've just got to go with it. And some people like that, some people can drive with that. I don't normally. It's not my driving style, but I'm having to do it, especially in the rain. I'm having to do it in this and trying to make the most of it. God, I got very close. I had to kind of bail on that corner almost because we were just going to punt Hordes. We carry so much. I'm surprised how much faster it is through that corner than Hordes' Porsche. And that's where we're making a lot of lap time there, but I can't pass on that turn unless we're a lot closer. My best bet, I mean, I've got to be absolutely perfect through this final corner. If we can get perfect through the final corner and Hordes make a little mistake, we might be able to put ourselves in a position to get past and then survive the run down that straight. Right, how brave can we be through here? It's a little bit of a tight line for me, but I think we'll have the grip to get away with it. We do. I mean, I can see up ahead Volvo versus a Charger versus an E-Type Jag is quite an interesting little battle pack occurring, which we are catching. We're going to run out of laps to catch them, but we are catching them slowly in this. It's the final lap of the race. Now, we have got to be absolutely spot on through these first couple of corners, see if we can put the car in the right place to do something about Hordes' Porsche. I don't think we are going to. That's the real... I'm just not close enough through that. I could have been a bit braver, I think, through the second turn. Even if I was, though, I genuinely don't think I would have been close enough. We carry loads of mid-corner speed through that one. I mean, it's as close, it's as good a chance as I've had all race here. We are literally on the bumper. Now, we know Hordes pulls away. We know that's going to happen. I'm okay with that. We'll sit in the slipstream. Hordes can punch a big hole in the air. Oh, but it doesn't like it. It slides on the turn. It just didn't. The front end... Oh, well, the front end grip. The back end didn't. Now, can I send it up the inside of the Porsche here? It's going to have to be an almighty send from the Bugatti as we head into the final corner. We're sliding about. It's just not quite going to be enough, and we brush the curb, and Hordes is going to hold on. Only just, though. I sent it. That was everything we had. That was everything we had in the Bugatti. And yeah, it almost got it at the end. Almost could chuck it up the inside. But yeah, I think realistically, that was the best opportunity we were going to have. It was a scruffy start. We fell a fair way back, but we clawed our way up through the field. Great fun race, great ending. Almost got the Porsche. Yeah. That actually wasn't as terrifying as I thought. I thought it was going to be horrific. And while sketchy, that was not quite as terrifying as it could have been. I think the track being quite wide helped. And now I can, hopefully, catch my breath. We are off to Mid-Ohio for our next race. I'm so far back. Oh, no. It's not quite the very back of the grid. It's not great. We're in 18th place. No, Pegga's got a very fast Mustang. It launches like... Well, it's probably the fastest car in a straight line here. We aren't terrible in a straight line. I feel like this track's probably not going to be bad for me, actually, because we're not terrible in a straight line. And we are very grippy in the corners. So we should outrun some cars down the straights. Or try and get underneath the box through turn 2. So we're on the shortened layout of Mid-Ohio. But yeah, we can potentially outrun some cars down the straights, and we will be very, very grippy in the corners. We're very good under brakes, I know that much. It's dry, so we haven't got any slide. Well, we will have some sliding around. We're in a 1920s Grand Prix car. We should maybe be able to sneak around the outside. I mean, it's Ollie we're trying to go around the outside of. I feel like we could maybe do some of this, but there's so much traffic around. We're in the middle of a 3 wide through here in a very, very sketchy Bugatti. Found all the muscle cars, found all the big cars. I found like the 3 biggest cars in the race I have got. One behind me, one in front, and one beside me. There's I drove into a gap, and it was just one of those gaps where I was trying to make for a good start on the first lap, and it's difficult. We're so far back on the grid that, you know, you need to make progress early on, and we didn't really make the progress that we were wanting to. There was half an opportunity, but there's just so many very big cars. I should have followed Ninetales on that wider line there, to be honest with you. We are hopefully going to get off that final corner quicker than the Mazda if we can. I mean, I love the touring car Volvo. I'm a little bit scared of the size of it behind us, but yeah, we are up the inside of the Mazda, and we will take that position away into the kind of hairpin section. Now, Rusky's Charger is going to be the real problem thing to deal with in many ways, I think. We need to clear that quickly. Don't want to get stuck behind the Charger for too long. We are good under brakes. We can sort of scythe up the inside and get the Bugatti past. We will head then through the next couple of corners. We know it slides a bit. when I jump on the throttle. That's kind of just the charm of this car, really. Now, we are back up behind Ninetales. Rusky not far away. Where are we going to find a way to get past? Honestly, if I can try and follow Ninetales here, that would be the dream. Ninetales can't do it. We might be able to find a way past the Mercedes on the exit here, because we've got the acceleration. Oh, Impega's got Forza glued with a Toyota. That I don't know whether the Toyota knew it was alongside, but certainly they got stuck together and got carted out wide. We are now past the Mercedes. We barrel into the final corner with so much grip. We are all over the back of the Charger. The problem is, of course, it struggles to put its power down. Problem is, it's got so much more. It hasn't got crazy amount more, except it's so much heavier than we are. It'll have a load more power. It'll have more top end. Could we go around the outside of turn 1 here? If we can, we'll be on the inside for the next corner. We do. Whoa, back end, let's go. Rusky thankfully gets it stopped for turn 2. That could have ended badly for me. The slidey Bugatti is at it again, but we are off the corner, up to 10th. Solid start. Solid start. We can see a pack of cars in front. If we get a good lap, I mean, I said what we really needed to do was clear that Charger, which we have done. If we can get away from it and not have to deal with it, fantastic. Because it's big, it's heavy, it takes up a lot of road, and I'm small and light, and I think a little contact from that would probably kill me. Right, I'm loving this circuit with this car. I really am enjoying this track with the Bugatti. It's so good. Even if, and as I said at Hakone, this is not how I want my cars to drive at all. I don't like them moving around like this. It's a little unpredictable. It's a little unstable for my liking. It is very, 30s Grand Prix car. That all being said, it's wonderful. It is so quick. It's weird. It's the first time I've been genuinely happy with an Oversteery car. Ever, really. I mean, that's a lie. I've built a couple, actually. But, yeah, I genuinely really like this. Now, we're going to be a little careful into turn 1. We're going to slide it all the way through there. Not really able to look for a way. Problem is, we were in clean air, and we have absolutely monstered our way up the back of this group. And the second we get caught up with it, then suddenly we're stuck. We're going to try and pin Chris to the outside. I know that Salika's fast. Now, can I dive bomb the AE86? Probably not. I was hoping we could dive bomb Chris. That Toyota's got some straight line speed to it. Now, we have got amazing grip around here, but I had to back out of it. I didn't know if Chris was going to understeer mid-corner. Now, it would have been an intentional wipeout, but I did not know whether Chris was going to understeer mid-corner there, and I bailed. I bailed rather than risk facing the wrath of that. We are up the inside of the little Honda. I mean, you're very slow in the middle of the track at that point. I will admit the Honda probably had a very bad day. Yeah, it probably wasn't aware that we were going to be appearing there with quite so much speed. That's the wrong gear for that one. I apologise a little bit, Speed Beast. It's a very difficult place to end up suddenly in the middle of the track. And yeah, I just don't think they would have necessarily expected a Bugatti on the inside. We've lost some time battling in all of this. Oh, Delta's had an off at the final corner. Chris is going to have a little bit of a look into turn 1. You're not going to outturn the Bugatti through there. It's got way too much grip for that. Can we do anything about the Delta? I mean, Grumples might not be an impossible goal to try and get past here if I get everything right. Although it really depends. Our car is very quick. I think lap time wise, it's seriously rapid, but in traffic it is difficult. Grumples, this Mazda looks dangerous. It's almost as dangerous as ours. Grumples has had an off, and we will. Oh. I mean, admittedly, there was not much of an easy way to rejoin at that point in the circuit. I was thinking we were going to be in front of Grumples, and we were, thankfully, but it was millimetres to spare. We have been sliding about, and we are continuing to slide about a bunch in this Bugatti. I might be sliding a little bit too much at the moment. If we could just calm it down a smidge, Bugatti, that would be wonderful. Just give us a little bit of a calm final lap, and we can maybe catch the pair ahead. Yeah, I don't mind a little bit of oversteer. We just need to tame it just a little bit here as we round the next corner. One lap remains. Could we find a way past either of the two ahead? We've gapped the cars behind through that final section. The Lancia struggles for top end. Maybe not the biggest surprise in the world. We are sideways again as we head through turn 1. We will get the vehicle stopped. Now, will the Toyota feel the need to defend? Yeah, a bit too aggressive on the throttle for me. So will the Toyota feel the need to defend from that Lancia? Probably not. The Delta's slower than me in a straight line here, so it's not going to be close enough to have a look. Of course, the Delta will have a very good chassis in comparison to, well, me. That is for sure. We will try and be careful through this next section. Oh, a little bit wide. It's been a little bit of a scruffy final lap. That is unfortunate for me, really. Oh, the Delta's gone wide. Delta put a wheel on the dirt. Off it goes. Really easy mistake to make. I've done that before there. It's heartbreaking when you do it. It's such an easy mistake. Just one wheel clips the dirt and you can be in a world of trouble. But, yeah, that is unfortunate for the Lancia. It did not have the best of races, and we will round the final corner. It was a good race. Bugatti was very, very fun to drive around here. I actually think we may have had pace on. Yeah, I mean it's close up at the front. Escort would take victory from a Porsche and a Maserati. We weren't far away in terms of lap time, but then neither was the Toyotas in front. It's very close. I mean, we got spread out at the start, and you know you work your way through. I think considering the difficulty of passing at Mid-Ohio and everything, there is... that's not bad. That's not bad. Unlucky for the Lancia. So unlucky. But I'll take a 6th place. So, there we go. I have to say I was very pleasantly surprised by the Bugatti. It's a very uncharacteristic car for me. It drove very differently, and I feel like it could be even faster. If I could wrap my head around the way it drove a little bit quicker, a little bit more consistently, I feel like it could be a very, very fast car. It was actually surprisingly good. I was really worried about how it was going to end up handling with how some of the classic cars, how difficult they can be on this game, and it actually turned out really good. It drove curbs quite nicely. It was faster down the straights than I was expecting. It wasn't quite as horrifically slow as I feared. So, yeah, I was really, really pleased. I'm really pleased with how this car turned out. That, though, is going to be it for this video. If you would like to sign up to take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the Versus the Community sign-up section, and you can register to take part in there. That, though, shall be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.